In today's Pick Me news, Cardi B responds to criticism for stating that women should consider splitting bills 50-50 with a man. Rap star Cardi B is setting the record straight about remarks she made regarding relationship finances. In a video posted online, Cardi B, real name Belcalis Almanzar Cephas, 31, stated, "When I was talking about the 50-50 situation, I didn't say that women have to go 50-50 with a man. And let me make this very clear. And I wasn't talking about my situation." Oh? Like, whose situation were you talking about? She continued, "Fortunately, and I'm very grateful, me and Offset, we're practically part of the 1%. We don't have those regular rules or regular bills ish that a lot of people experience because we both are. I don't even want to sound like humble, but we're both rich." The Grammy Award winner went on to share that she and her husband Offset, born Kiari Kendrell Cephas, 32, split the cost of their Georgia mansion down the middle because he doesn't want to spend on because they wanted to buy a home together, with Cardi's net worth speculated to be in the $80 million range, with Offset's being speculated near $30 million. The powerhouse couple certainly does boast a financial situation more abundant than the majority of folks. The fellow rappers wed back in 2017 and share 2 young children together, Culture 5 and Wave 2. Cardi, well, there's no mention here of his other children and what part of his fortune goes to house, clothe, and take care of them and the baby mothers, right? Of course, you're going to have to split bills with a man who is not entirely devoted or able to just care for you and your children. And, every couple works things out their way, but how the phrase 50-50 crept into Cardi B's mouth, especially the number of times we've gone around the bend with her bugging out and claiming they were divorcing, and the streets were saying that would leave Offset penniless. So are Offset's assets liquid, or is it all tied up in masters and, real estate in rural Georgia and, things that he can't necessarily access at the ATM? Cardi first caught flack over her thoughts on the viral 50-50 discussion when she spoke about the topic on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast recently, arguing, "If you and your man make the same amount of money, right? But only your man is the one paying all the bills, how are y'all ever going to save up to buy a house or buy a business? Because he's never going to be able to afford to. So it's like certain things, it's a joint thing to do. You know what I'm saying? It's like a work together." Or is that just what your 16 husband wants you to do? Hand over your cash while you birth his children, take care of his children while he either runs the streets, as you're crying and whining about, every 7 months we hear about it, and he's also taking care of those other children and probably visiting with their mothers as well. We know how it is, girl. But he got you convinced to empty your bank account, taking care of him and his, while his money goes out the door. See how genius that is? Not just a second family, probably more than that. School me if any of you happen to know. She continued, "The internet really be having people effed up from real reality type ish. Y'all don't know what the F that is no more. Y'all don't know what the F that is no more. Come on. Y'all don't be living in the real world." The New York native doubled down on her thoughts in the subsequent response video she posted to social media, adding, "I did have experiences growing up. My parents were not rich. My dad would pay the rent and my mom would pay some bills. A lot of people just don't make that much, no matter how hard they work. So let's stop living in this false reality. If you love somebody and you guys are in a situation, you both should work hard. Would you leave somebody that you love because they're not financially stable, but you guys know that you guys could build and grow? Build. Didn't Shira 7 tell us about this phrase, build with a man, build for a man? And Cardi B wonders why this ninja is not as committed as he might be. Well, look where his resources go. They either go out the door or they stay in his pocket. Meanwhile, he knows he can run game on her, especially her mind, right? 16 game is real, and convince her that this is love. Doing for him, spending for him, running her pockets. Meanwhile, he embarrasses her on camera with Kai Cenat in the streets, parties she's not invited to. I'm just recalling it, although I'm sure it's all fresh in her mind, but we got to hear all this yin-yang about 50-50 like she's some relationship expert. Good job, Cardi. When's Tasha K gonna pay you? Right? She probably wants more money from Tasha K than she's ever asked from her man.
And tell women that they should be going 50-50 with a man when you were a baby mama before you.
Whoa. First and first, sweetheart, let me correct you right there. I was never pregnant before I got married. I got married first before I got pregnant. So that's one thing. I was never a baby mom. Second of all, I am not divorced. And third of all, when I was talking about the 50-50 situation, let me tell you something. I didn't say that women have to go 50-50 with a man. And let me make this very clear. And I wasn't talking about my situation. Fortunately, and I'm very grateful, me and Offset, we're practically part of the 1%. Like we don't have those regular rules or regular bullshit that a lot of people experience, because we both are I don't even want to not sound like humble, but we're both rich. You know what I'm saying? We both bought our home in Atlanta. We both went 50-50 on our first home because we wanted to buy a home as a partnership. All right, so this is what I believe in, right? Like it's like if you're gonna be the type of bitch that like a nigga, you want a nigga to take care of you and everything, but it's like, all right, you have to like pick a balance. Like it's like you cannot just be a bitch that's like, oh, my man take care of me, he does the bills, but it's like, what do you do? What are you contributing? Like, it's like, all right, like, you can't be complaining like, oh, I cook, I clean every day. It's like, okay, but you don't work. You don't contribute to the house. So I just feel like it's like, and like sometimes people be like, oh, so this is like really controversial, right?
Cool.
I feel like it's very controversial when like, be like, oh, I don't go 50-50. But it's like, all right. So if you and your man make the same amount of money, right? Mm-hmm. But only your man is the one that paying all the bills. How y'all ever gonna save up to like buy a house or buy a business? Cause he's never gonna be able to afford to. So it's like certain things is like a joint thing to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a work together. But I just be feeling like sometimes people, like the internet really be having people fucked up from like real reality type shit. So it's like, all right, so your mom and dad used to work every single day, right? Mm-hmm. So your mom and dad used to work every single day so your mom could save her money and what, buy purses, and your dad just pay all the bills. That's not how it works. This is that your mom was in the house cooking and cleaning every day, your dad was working, or they was both working to pay both the bills. Like y'all be acting like y'all don't know what the fuck that is like no more. Like, come on.
And your mom money was your dad money, and your dad money was your mom money.
Like, it was like that.
It was
like it's like that's what I'm saying. Like I'm not a feminist anymore, because it's like sometimes it's like y'all bitches don't be living in the real world.
Right.
Y'all not living there.
Y'all be talking about my money is my money and his money is my money. Shit.
I mean, my money is my money, his money is my money. But like, my money is my money. Like, my money is my money and his money is his money. But it's like, but you know, like, it's like we both spent money on each other and everything. And it's like, if we want to go and everything, it's like, all right, like if we're going to buy a house, like, let's go half and half. And it's like, if we're going to buy.
It's not a one-way street.
It's not a one-way street. Like, it's like, if we're going to buy like crazy expensive furniture, it's like, all right, you buy the couch and I buy the dining room set. Like, it's like, it's a both thing, like,
right.
It's a both thing. Because then when you leave, like, bitch, you really leave for nothing, because you was like, hey, but he has to pay all the bills. Well, you're divorced and you don't got no house, no nothing, you don't got shit. You got shit. You don't even got a couch, bitch. Mm-hmm. You don't even got a couch. That's my thought. I'm really old school. I'm old school.
I'm old school too.